Hello students, welcome to physics class of +1. We are doing chapter friction and the objective of today's topic is to study about laws of friction and some terms related to the friction. And the topic which we are going to discuss are laws of friction, coefficient of friction, angle of friction and angle of repose. Let's start the topic. First we'll start with the laws of friction, which is very important as per your examination point of view. The first law of friction says limiting friction depends on the nature of the surface in contact and their state of polish. So it depends upon the nature of the surface which are in contact and how much they are polished. Second law states that it acts tangential to the two surfaces in contact and is opposite to the direction of motion of the body. As we have already discussed that force of friction is tangential and secondly it always opposes the motion. So if we are going to apply force in this direction, the force of friction will act towards opposite direction and tangential to the surface. Next law says the magnitude of limiting friction is independent of area of contact. From this picture it is very much clear that when two surfaces are in contact, it appears to be in contact like this, that whole surface is in contact. But we know that according to the modern theory, the real area of contact is somewhat different. Therefore, it does not depend upon the area of contact. And the fourth law says the limiting friction, which is maximum static friction, is directly proportional to the normal reaction. So it depends upon the normal reaction which acts between the surfaces, and we know that normal reaction depends upon the weight of the body. Now let's see laws of kinetic friction. The first law says the force of kinetic friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction between two surfaces. So this is the same law as we have done in the static friction. Second law says force of kinetic friction is independent of shape and apparent area of the surfaces in contact, which is same as we have done in the static friction. According to the third law, it depends upon nature and material of surface in contact. Whether the surface is smooth or rough, kinetic friction depends upon the nature of that surface. And the fourth law states that it is independent of the velocity of object in contact, provided the relative velocity between the object and the surfaces is not too large. So if the velocity is not large, the force of friction, which is kinetic friction, is independent of the velocity of the object. Now let's see what is coefficient of friction. We know that the force of friction F is directly proportional to the normal reaction. So we have already discussed that force of friction is directly proportional to normal reaction, whether it's a static friction or a kinetic friction. It means that F is proportional to N. Mathematically we can write that. To remove the proportionality sign, we put a constant. This constant is called coefficient of friction. Or we can also write it as F divided by N is equal to a constant which is mu. The constant of proportionality mu is called coefficient of friction. In general, I can write F is equal to mu N is equal to mu mg, where N is equal to mg, where the normal reaction N is mg. Since force of friction and normal reaction both are having the same unit, which is Newton, therefore coefficient of friction has no units. It's a dimensionless variable. Now let's see the types of coefficient friction. First is coefficient of static friction. The ratio of limiting friction to the normal reaction is called coefficient of static friction. It is denoted by mu s. Next is coefficient of kinetic friction. The ratio of kinetic friction to the normal reaction is called coefficient of kinetic friction. It is denoted by mu k. We have already discussed in the graph that static friction is greater than kinetic friction. Therefore, we can say that coefficient of kinetic friction is less than coefficient of static friction. Now let's see what is angle of friction. The angle between the normal reaction, this one normal reaction, and the resultant of limiting force of friction, this F, and the normal reaction is called angle of friction. So resultant of limiting force of friction and normal reaction is this OC. This is the resultant. Let's derive the relation. Let's see. In triangle AOC, tan theta is equal to AC upon OA. As we know that tan theta is perpendicular upon base. In this triangle, perpendicular is AC and base is OA. Therefore, we can write AC upon OA. Also, AC is equal to OB. This is the opposite sides. And we know that OB is F, which is force of friction, and OA is R, which is normal reaction. And we know that ratio of force of limiting friction to the normal reaction is called coefficient of static friction. So we can write it as mu is equal to tan theta. Hence mu is equal to tan theta, where theta is angle of friction. Thus coefficient of static friction is numerically equal to the tangent of the angle of friction. Now let's see angle of repose. The angle of the inclined plane at which an object placed upon it just begins to slide down is called angle of sliding or angle of repose. So let's see. Here this object is placed on this slanting surface. As we increase the angle, the object when just begins to slide down the surface is called angle of repose. Here this angle, when the object starts sliding over the surface, is called angle of repose. Let's derive the relation. From this diagram, the object which is moving down the inclined surface, the force of friction which acts between the surfaces is acting in the upward direction, and N is the normal reaction, and weight, this mg, is acting downward. So we will resolve the mg into components. Here it is mg sin theta and here it is mg cos theta. The component mg cos theta balances the normal reaction. So you can see this normal reaction is being balanced by mg cos theta. So we can write mg cos theta is equal to n. When the block just starts sliding, it means that there act force of limiting friction. Therefore mg sin theta going to be balance the force of limiting friction. Dividing equation 1 and equation 2, we'll get mg sin theta divided by mg cos theta is equal to f ms divided by n. This mg and mg get cancelled. Sin theta over cos theta will become tan theta, and we'll get tan theta is equal to f ms divided by n, and we know that force of limiting friction divided by normal is coefficient of static friction, which means that mu s is equal to tan theta. The coefficient of static friction is equal to the tangent of angle of repose. Thus we can conclude that the angle of friction is equal to angle of repose. Let's discuss some questions. Question number 1. State the laws of static friction. Question number 2. Explain the laws of kinetic friction. Question number 3. Define coefficient of static friction and kinetic friction. Question number 4. What is angle of friction? Question number 5. Define angle of repose. Is this angle equal to the angle of friction? And the last is, in case of a body sliding down a rough inclined plane, show that mu s is equal to tan theta. That's the end of the topic. Thank you.